Welcome back, guys. We're making another holiday drink today. We are making a winter old-fashioned. Now, I know a couple weeks ago I said that the Monte Carlo was probably the best old-fashioned for the holiday season, but I stand corrected. The winter old-fashioned, I found this on a food blog. I've altered a little bit of the proportions, but essentially we're going to be using some rye. I'm using Rittenhouse rye today. We're going to be using our Allspice Dram that we made ourselves a couple months ago. Click the card there if you want to see how to make your own Allspice Dram. But we're going to be using that. And lastly, we have some port. So, any port, your favorite port, use what you want. And of course, we're going to use some bitters and, yeah, make ourselves an old-fashioned. So we're going to start with our Rittenhouse rye. This is a great 100 proof rye. I rarely get American rye, just simply because there's so much Canadian rye and it's cheaper, but this one's pretty damn good. Alright, next up, our allspice. We're going to do a half an ounce of allspice dram. Lovely. And after that, we're going to do another half an ounce of our port. So, if we follow our old-fashioned recipe or template, we do our spirit, which is our rye, and then we do a sugar element, which in this case is our 2 liqueurs. So that's why we're not going to add any sugar or simple syrup, whatever, because we're getting a lot of sweetness from the allspice and from the port. Next up, 2 dashes Angostura Bitters. And just like I did in the Monte Carlo video, I'm going to do 2 dashes of Cardamom Bitters. I love these. I think they're very good for the fall and the holiday season. If you don't like them or don't have them, you don't need to use them. Just stick to Angostura, or if you got another favorite bitters that you'd like to add, play around with the bitters. Experiment. Bitters are awesome. Okay, we're going to add some ice to our glass. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that button. Hit the bell. Get notified every time we release new content. Alright, crack a cube, fill your glass with ice. Drop your spoon in and commence stirring. Same as we always do, we're going to stir for a good 30-40 seconds. I think I probably say a different time every time I do this. You want to stir, I mean, you kind of get the feel of it. You know, stir until you get a good chill, good dilution, the ice settles in the glass, and then you're good to go. The more drinks you stir, the better you'll get at noticing when you're done. Of course, for stiffer drinks, a bit more dilution is not a problem. Alright, julep strainer at the ready. Get a rocks glass going with a nice big clear ice ball. You know, I love those for old fashions. And then slow sexy pour into the glass, clarify that ice ball. And look at the color of this one. This is not a typical color you get in an old fashioned. That's coming from the port, because the port got that deep, rich red color. Okay, for garnish, pretty traditional here. We're going to do an orange peel, so nice wide peel of orange. Don't cut yourself. We're going to express those oils onto the glass. Rub it around the rim. I didn't do it. Alright, well, stick it in there behind the ice ball. And our second garnish here is going to be a whole bunch of our Christmas spices. Look at that. So, bunch of stuff in there. We're going to take a cinnamon stick. Stick that in next to the peel. Then we're going to do a star anise and a couple cloves. So these are going to add a really awesome presentation to your drink, but it's also going to flavor the drink. On the nose, you're going to get all those Christmas spices, and it's going to continue to flavor the drink. So if you don't want too much spice flavor, maybe keep those out, especially the cloves. The cloves will really add a lot of flavor there. So this is a really good drink. This might actually beat the Monte Carlo as my favorite holiday old-fashioned. You get the spices on the nose, a bit of citrus. That allspice gives it so much flavor. The port gives it a richness and a sweetness. And of course, using a high-proof rye just brings it all together. Highly recommend this drink, guys. Give it a try. You'll absolutely love it. And Odin is running, frolicking in the snow. We're finally starting to get some snow. It's starting to look like a winter wonderland here, although Canadian weather is just all over the place, so this might melt tomorrow. Cheers, guys.